I mean, who doesn't want more slice for the price? I do. Now we have an ultra budget knife and kind of a more moderate budget knife, the Eutektik Binary and the CJRB Acacia. So we're going to jump into these guys and have some fun right here on the Knives Fast channel. So let's do it. All right. So let's show you these guys right off the bat. You have the awesome looking CJRB Acacia, which is that ultra budget $30. I'll leave the Amazon link down below. You have AR RPM 9 with a beautiful stonewash and an FRN handle just like the Pyrite Light. Look at that, except the milling or the injection molded portion of this looks totally different. Really cool FRN. You do have liners on this. Let's see. Yep, you can see them in there. I was trying to give you a good look. You do have black hardware here, reversible clip. Very, very, very nice. Now you have a thin blade. You have a drop pointy style here with a hole. Now, the biggest difference between this and the Pyrite Light, which I should have sitting out here, and I don't, is, there we go. The Pyrite Light is a thumb stud knife, and in this case, it's a Wharncliffe, and this one is obviously a drop point. Both of them have a choil of sorts. We'll kind of talk more about the choil on this one. This one has a hole, and this one is a bar lock, okay, like an Axis style bar lock. You do have reversible clip on both. You do have lanyard holes on both. You do have FRN scales and AR RPM 9 on both, and they're both $30 for sure. So now you can see there, thumb open, pretty dang good. You can see, now I do have to give it a little bit of risk, guys, to just, well, no, I don't. Okay, I got it that time. Yeah, so what I do is I get way up here at the tip of that hole, and I can flick that out of there even with my angry finger, and I can do that pretty easily. Now, you can pull down on that, pretty stiff spring indeed, but you get great action with these bearings. Again, look how thin that stock is. We're dead centered. Barrel spacers here. Love it, love it, love it. Now, we do have black clip and black screws, but we do have silver standoffs here. You know, that's fine. And we have a silver blade, so that does make sense. Indeed. Stonewash blade, of course. CJRB on one side, AR RPM 9, and the model number on the other side. Now, this is a 4-finger knife for me when I'm choked back. You can see here, Pyrite has a little bit deeper of a well here for your finger, kind of locks you in, but this one definitely still has that. Very good. Now, the Pyrite has a kind of a more defined finger choil, but you still kind of have to choke back like this. So, same thing here. You have kind of an area where you kind of have to just sort of choke back. So it's not a full-on finger choil for me if you want to stay off of that blade. Now, you do only have just a little bit of jimping. You can see here, the Pyrite has quite a bit more, okay? I'm not sure why they did less. I would have come on out, but that's just me. It does lock you in when you're in this grip. When I'm in this grip, I'm up here more on the flap. But it works. I mean, it does. It works well, and I prefer this grip. Now, you do feel this clip. By the way, it does carry very slim in the pocket. It is a very deep carry. Nothing sticking out. Reversible. Sits in a notch there, as you can see. Flat screws. Typical CJRB clip. It's going to be, yep, same one as the Pyrite Light. And really good. Now, when we are locked up, do we have any motion? No side to side, no up and down. Locked up very nicely. If you look down in there, you can see how that bar comes up and covers that blade so that it cannot come down. Now, you can activate it like this, or you can thumb open it, or you can middle finger flick it, and it's pretty good. You guys know me, and spring locks, they're not always my favorite. This one's not shaking out at all. It is very strong and almost feels like a D10. So congrats to CJRB for getting it to where I like this a lot. All right, so that is, and I should have moved these boxes. That is the CJRB Acacia. Really, really cool. Does it cut? I don't know. Let's see. And the answer is I tore it because I was in the sharpening choil, the finger choil there. And by the way, we do have good sharpening relief here, plenty of room, no problems there whatsoever. It is a slicer. All right, let's go ahead and do the specs and my thoughts on the availability real quick on the Acacia, and then we'll jump to the Eutektik Binary, okay? I didn't even tell you the name of that one. $29 on Amazon. There are 3 versions. They're all $29. There's a brown version with a black blade. There's a blue version with the black blade and a blue version with the stonewash blade. They are all $30, okay? And this guy is 2.68 ounces. So again, another reason you went with full liners. And I like this better than, say, a bug out, because I don't like that ultra light. I like light, but I don't want it under 2 ounces, okay? And so this is my preference, 4.21 inch handle length. And do they not give me the blade length? Really? Do you not want me to know the 3.21 inch blade in ARRPM 9? Now, I am curious, real quick, guys, and we'll do our comparisons at the end, but I am curious what we're going to get for blade stock. Good Lord, 0.10, and it's a high flat grind, and I am the worst at this, but I'm going to attempt to give you a behind the edge. I don't think that's, there it is, right? See, I'm terrible at this, and now I'm slowing the video down. 0.21, okay? So that's pretty dang thin and slicey. All right, we'll do the comparisons at the end. Let's go right to the Eutektik Binary. Now we have more of a lot steeper belly here. We have a very kind of crazy, almost harpoonish, swedge here. We have a fuller. You can flick off of that long pull or fuller or whatever you want to call it. You can front flip, lots of aggressive jimping for that front flip. You can see this is your jimping for your finger. Look, guys, they get this. Finger for your grip, Liang Ma, I mean, all the details. And you get jimping here for the front flip, and you also get some jimping. Now, we're going to talk about this on the flipper. Now, I'll be honest and say the back flipper is my least favorite of the 3 deployment methods. It just feels a little, you can fail it, and it just doesn't feel real strong on that detent. The flick feels really strong. And shoot, if I can do it, the front flip feels really strong. Again, I'm not a great front flipper. Now, guys, what you need to be aware of, this guy is I'm going to put my finger right here, but this is a super dropper. Let's see. I want to get out of the way and not get cut, but it is a major dropper. Very nice on bearings, very, very thin. G10 scales with satin hardware with the Eutektik pivot on one side here. It is centered and comes way out to the end. You do have barrel spacers. You do have a lanyard hole, very small. You do have a reversible, very deep carry with a tiny bit sticking out. Pocket clip works fine for me. No issues there. Again, now the big thing about the flipper is the flipper is your lockup point. Okay, you can see there, that is where it locks up on, bam, right there on the liner lock. You can see there, you do not really have a chamfer. You do have good access to that lock bar. You don't really have a chamfer. You have this, what I call jimping, what a lot of people call scalloping. It's not my favorite in that regard. I do wish it was just a chamfer. It does move pretty easily, as you can see. But what I was saying is that flipper is your lockup point. So they couldn't bring jimping down. So you only have jimping right here on the top. Well, it's not a push button. So that is not where the jimping should be. The jimping should be here. right there. So you do have kind of a flat spot, so it comes out, but also, in my opinion, this should be cut back a little bit more, that corner, because what happens is now that I'm snatching like a light switch, I'm coming into that, I'm hitting that. So to me, not my favorite flipper, but I will just front flip it or middle finger flick it and be happy. Now, when it's locked up, we're like 10 to 15%. It's locked up well. It is very thin. Since we did it on the other one, let's do it here. 0.12 of an inch. And again, I'm not going to do the bevel. I'm not going to do that anymore because I'm just bad at it. So 14C28, you have kind of a gray finish that's been stonewashed. You have great texturing on the G10. As you can see, there's kind of a look. You do have a full liner on this side and no liner on that side. Now, these are a little higher end. I think these are, we'll get to the price here. My computer decided to shut down. We'll get to the price. Here we go. They are $85 and they are available now. Now, I'm going to drop a clip in right about here. There are a ton of options of this available. Color-wise, there's even some lefty versions. Wow, how crazy is that? These are designed by Liang Ma, and I think they're done by kind of a higher-end manufacturer. I don't really know for sure who that is. Now, they are flat scales. Now, I actually prefer the feel of the CJRB Acacia a little bit because you have contoured, I didn't even say this, you have contoured scales. On this one, you have flat chamfered scales, so it feels a little more blocky in my hand. Now, you have amazing jimping. If you want to work with this knife, you have amazing jimping. You have a 4-finger grip back here, and you have a wonderful choke up point. And you got jimping all the way up to the swedge or just below the swedge. Great, great, great indeed. $85. Real quick on the specs. It is, well, I'm having a hard time. I just put it in my cart. It is a 3.75 inch blade with a 4.75 inch handle, and it is a 4 ounce knife, okay? So really cool, 14C, and this is your budget knife for work, in my opinion. This is a great budget knife for work. Now, does it cut? And the answer is yes. Now, stay out of that finger choil, of course. Now we're binding up a little bit right there. I don't know why. Sometimes it's the grain of the cardboard, but you can see there, it definitely cuts. Really cool knife indeed. Digging it a lot. So there they are, your two budget options. The Acacia in ARRPM 9 and FRN from CJRB for $30, and the Eutektik Binary in 14C and G10 for $85 in lots of options. So I will leave the links down below. Let me know what you guys think. Which one are you interested in? Are you not interested in? Whatever it is, let me know down below. Again, a few things kind of to nitpick on this one for sure, but not too bad overall. And this one's pretty dang good for 30 bucks for sure. So let me know what you guys think down below. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thanks for watching the Knives Fast channel.